5 this morning. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. My son, be attentive to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion, and your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps follow the path to Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. And now, O sons, listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the merciless, lest strangers take their fill of your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. And at the end of your life you groan when your flesh and body are consumed, and you say, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teachers, or incline my ear to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be for yourself alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with the forbidden woman, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. Right, and so let's just finish it up. The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he has held fast in the cords of his sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly he is led astray. I mean, I cannot think of a more appropriate proverb for the times in which we live, where he's talking about adultery, which technically means that you are sleeping with somebody who is having sex with somebody who is married, or you're married and you're having sex outside that covenant of marriage, which the Bible defines as between a man and a woman. And to even say that is controversial today. It's not controversial according to God's word. It's very clear. But this gets into adultery. What happens, when you step outside that covenant? This world treats everything that God has created, it corrupts it. It makes it perverse, and something that's that should be beautiful, it makes it into something crooked and twisted. And we've got to be very careful that the temptation is there. I don't care who you are. I don't care how strong a Christian you think you are. The temptation is always there to stray off of that path, and your imagination can grab a hold of you, and he's saying, don't do it. Why? Because you'll give your honor to others. Man, getting a reputation back, that is tough. Now, you can be in certain things and survive, but if you're in ministry or something and you go through that, it's almost impossible to get that reputation back, if all. Wealth, right? That you end up suffering financially, depending upon who else is involved. Spouse's spouse, right? Husband, wife, whatever. They get involved, and there's all kinds of drama, and you can end up in the news, and that's not a good thing. Really, really a bad idea, right? So he's saying, hey, look, don't even go down that path. And just even further going out just to what the Bible calls fornication. Fornication is basically just sex, any kind of sex outside the covenant of marriage between a man and a woman. And so when we step outside those bounds, what happens, right? And you see the description: the iniquities of the wicked ensnare him. He's held fast in the cords of sin. Think about that picture, man. Just somebody that is just trapped. They're bound up. They're all tied up and being really by their own sin. And that's what sin does: is it traps you, it ties you up, it binds you, and into foolishness, right? And making one foolish decision after another. What he lacks for he dies for lack of discipline, right? lack of self-discipline will kill you, right? It can literally kill you in so many other ways as well, not just with sexual sin. And because of his great folly, he is led astray. And again, this has the masculine in here, but flip it around, women, be careful, don't stray and be looking for that guy, or, oh, he pays attention to me, be very careful, right? Either way. But of course, the Proverbs, he's speaking to his sons, but you can apply that as well. If you are a woman, you are a young woman, a daughter, just be very careful in these days in which we live. Don't look at the world. The world's saying, it's no big deal. Who cares? God cares. And he's designed us, and he knows what our heart craves. He knows what we need. And I really like, there's a little, thing in there, be intoxicated always in her love. You're talking about, hey, with the wife of your youth, that one that your husband, your wife that you're married to, man, just thank God for them every day, especially, if they're in ministry with you, struggles are hard nowadays, just appreciate each other, love each other, do your best, maybe there are things that irritate you about your spouse, but look at that one thing that you can say, you know what, I'm really thankful for this, or I'm really thankful for that, and just find the good and just be thankful, thank God for them, and pray for them and love them, and just try to work through things, because you don't want to be going looking outside, and again, there's the warning, you're going to lose your reputation, your honor, you're going to lose wealth, you're going to lose all these kinds of things. It's just not worth it. Don't go there. And so that is basically chapter 5. If you find these videos helpful, go ahead and click subscribe down in the corner. And you can also find us over on Rumble pretty soon. And